I was part of a small group of colleagues that started to draft the strategy document that's on your table, and you'll see that we got to a point of trying to identify 4 key things, and from that we tried to work with colleagues across this table and others in the audience at getting a number of proven things to land really well and to try and get the funding in the right place. It just need to be influenced by victims and families and offenders' families. And significantly for me, the bit that hasn't happened within the strategy, and I'm really keen that we're here today because this is the purpose that was described by Marceline earlier, was that the community voice around knife crime prevention, I don't think has been as loud and as coordinated and as meaningful as it could be.
I just want to make 2 points really. First of all, there's an awful lot of things going on, and I'm not confident, and maybe you can talk with us about this, that we're identifying young people at risk. So some of us talked earlier on, kids being excluded from school who've got special needs, and how do we get to them? How do we link them and find them a pathway forward?
What I'm seeing, all the topics that are really helpful, but what I'm seeing is that the young person is still being treated as the offender and not the victim. So young people who carry knives are the most vulnerable. They suffer with trauma, neglect, abuse, learning difficulties and speech and language difficulties. The knife crime is usually the last point. It's not the first point of calling. We need to be working back. And as a teacher, a head teacher, that's where we need to be working because education is missing here.
I'm a retired teacher. I've worked with kids of all ages in all types of schools, from a secure unit where there was a 10-year-old murderer, and right to private education where there were high-flying kids. And my observation has been that pupils have not been treated like people. They've been treated like instruments for proving the effectiveness of the teachers. So really what we need to be doing is looking to see how teachers can better respond to the issues that they're facing in school, so that we address it at the very outset, which is those relationships and the feeling of belonging that kids have towards their schools, or not, as the case may be. Because
Thank you.
But, you know, the new stuff is on the phones these days, on Facebook, on YouTube, and there's no point having meetings if we're not straight with each other. When it comes to policing that, we're behind the curve, and a lot of the knife crime issues arise from dialogue online, and we need to think through, and maybe you've got young people here, maybe help us think through what we need to do around that.
I just think we do need to be slightly careful around all young people, you know, and adverse experiences and parenting, because some parents, as we know, are trying their very, very best and their hardest, and sometimes it is an issue of other issues that have caused trauma, and you know what experiences are at school. We have a serious problem in schools, and I'm sorry that nobody from schools is here, because, you know, if I look across, because I work in the world of SEND as well, and there is a crisis on in schools because they are not prepared or set up or organised to be able to address minor issues of special educational needs and more serious issues. and we have a lot of internal exclusions going on which people aren't hearing about. We've got young people who are being shipped out of their schools into holding pens, and I was hearing yesterday about some barracks that young people are being put into. So it goes back to your point around, you know, young people being victims that we're hearing, and we really need to have a serious rethink and prioritise, and it's supposed to be every child matters, and that came along a long time ago in 2006, and we need to get back to that urgently.
Thank you, Jackie.
I just wanted to say a couple of things. One is about, you know, we've talked quite rightly about the importance of childhood experiences and trauma and the education experiences that young people have. But I'd also like to say that in my service, in the probation service, we work with a huge proportion of the people that we work with have exactly that background. But we do have significant successes, and people can turn their life around. So I wouldn't want to write off the fact that people get to a certain age and they're in the criminal justice system that all is lost. So I think we need to concentrate on that as well as the preventative. And I also want to echo the point that was made there. I've worked in the probation service for 33 years, and by far the most powerful and successful work in turning people's lives around I've seen is working with peer mentors together with a professional, a peer mentor who's been there, been through it. Because the thing that works most in terms of helping people turn their life around is hope, a sense of hope, that there is hope that things can change for an individual or for a community. And I think that, so I think that's why for me, that partnership is without that, we're never going to get anywhere.
I just have an issue that I think needs to be made quite clear. But what I want to be clear about, that I think it's really, really important that we don't think that just because somebody's got a degree, actually our young, and I'm talking about young black kids here, cannot relate and respond to that. I always get really, really concerned that when we talk about peer mentoring for young black people, what we are talking about them being peer mentored by ex-offenders. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I want to see young black kids being peer mentored by those that have made the right decisions, by those that have got good education, because there are still those that make the right decisions, have good education, that can still engage with young black kids. So I'm always concerned when young black kids are always being peer mentored by ex-offenders. I'm not saying that there isn't a place there for them, there is, and it can happen. But that cannot always be the main thing. You don't have to have lived a colourful life to always encourage black people. You know, there is room for those that have made the right decisions to also do that.
I've got a point about that. I had a friend who set up her own company, and it was for black professionals. And you know, it was for black people in careers who would go to primary schools, like you said, and would work with and engage with young children. So you say the police are going in and doing as role models. There are black professional role models as well. So it's a balance of having black professional role models going to school, working with these children, seeing that they can too, you know, get a career. I have actually done a few career workshops myself. Going into schools, I've done so many, and just engaging with young people and say, yes, I've done this is my career path, you can do this too. It's about motivating young people.